When it comes to the markets, guys, there's going to be three ways you could determine a reversal in the markets where you could catch those crazy risk to reward trades. And I'm not telling you some bull crap. This is some serious stuff that nobody really knows truly all about. But I'm going to show you the three techniques that nobody really knows enough about where you could determine a reversal so that you could get the best trades. So, and by the way, guys, if you guys enjoy this, like and subscribe, guys, because seriously, I'm going to give you some sauce right now. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So there are three ways to determine a reversal, guys. And the first way, of course, people know this is probably the most common one out of the three, but stay until I tell you about the third one because it's nuts. This is just simply an SMT divergence. Again, it's a correlation. Oh my gosh. So it's a correlation, guys, between NASDAQ. So let's just say NQ and then also ES, which is the S&P 500. Okay, so if we go ahead and look at, we're in the E-mini NASDAQ right now chart. If we go ahead and look on the S&P 500, okay, there's going to be different highs and lows. As you guys can see, simply in SMT, for those who don't know, okay, we're going to have a low in the market, and then we're also going to have a lower low on NASDAQ, okay, or vice versa. Okay, you could have a lower low and then a higher low here. But if we go on ES, if we look, we have a what? We have a low followed by a higher low. This is going to indicate that price should probably go higher. Okay, in this case, we're kind of in accumulation. Price is kind of consolidating here in this area. But however, we could adjust our bias a little bit by identifying, okay, cool, we have an SMT here. We have a low, and then we have a higher low on the S&P 500. If we go on the NASDAQ, we have a low, we have a lower low. After the SMT was made, price came up, boom. You could catch a trade off of this. So if you look here, as you can see on the NASDAQ, we have this high. NASDAQ, we have this lower high. Okay, if we go on the ES, what do we see? Well, this high right here on NASDAQ, which was higher than this high, it's now kind of barely lower, right? Which is what? An SMT divergence. Okay, and then once we saw that, price what? Looks like it's consolidation, right? But looks like price did deliver a little bit lower with that SMT. So basically that's how you kind of correlate a reversal with an SMT. Again, same thing here. This is also an SMT right here. So if we look, as you can see, we have a low, we have a higher low on ES, and then we have a low and then a lower low on NQ, which actually delivered what? Higher, as you could see. My favorite is called a CVD. So if we simply slap this tool on, okay, this is a CVD tool. So basically, this stands for cumulative volume delta, but basically it's called CVD, okay? Not a DVD, a CVD, okay? We have this that came up on the chart. Okay, as you can see, what does this tell you? This is another way to identify a reversal in the markets, and I use this within my strategy. If we look right here on the NASDAQ chart, we could see what? We see this high. Okay, we see a high here, we see a higher high here. What does it show you on the CVD? Well, look, it shows that we have a high on the CVD, and then we also have a lower high on the CVD. It's kind of like an SMT, but it shows divergence, okay? Divergence between this. So what does that indicate? Well, price will deliver lower. Okay, price delivered lower after this was created. So guys, when you guys see we have a correlation between the CVD and the NASDAQ, we have divergence, right? So we have this low to a higher low, or higher high, I mean, and then we have a high to a lower high. Right here, we have a divergence. We see an inversion fair value gap. Boom, that would be my entry. Boom, what do we target? Well, stops at the high. Targeting these liquidity lows. Look at this first TP hit. This is the second TP. Okay, this is the third TP. Okay, final TP would probably be the start of this fair value gap, which is not really that much different. So I would probably take this position right here. You know, the more confluences you have, the better, but you don't want to overcomplicate anything. You simply just want to go ahead and take one of these three ways to determine a reversal and kind of apply it within your strategy to go ahead and win trades more. If you take reversal trades or whatever the deal is. This works, by the way, on continuations as well. If we're in a massive uptrend, we do have a low here, right? And we have a lower low here, but it looks like we're kind of, divergence here. It looks like divergence on the CVD, meaning that we could see longs to the upside. as you can see. So basically, using the CVD, this is a spectacular tool I use, that I love using, that correlates this, where you could get those crazy trades here. So with that being said, pretty awesome. Let me go ahead and show you one more here. If we go ahead and look on the CVD, let's go to the New York session, early New York session really quick. So if we look here, this is Tuesday. This is today, actually. This is a bank holiday, so I wouldn't trade today. But if you wanted to trade, let me just show you exactly what we'd be looking at. So we simply wait for that correlation between maybe a lower low and a higher high, or vice versa. So let's go ahead and see here. So if we look, we have a low. Okay, we have a low today. We have a lower low here on the NASDAQ. Okay, did we get a different divergence? We did not. As you can see, we have a low here. We have a lower low. We have a low here, lower low. This is not a divergence with the CVD tool. Okay, we're going to simply wait till we get what? Look at, we have a low. Whoops. We have a low here. We have a higher low right here. What does it show on the CVD tool? If we look on the CVD down here, we have this low, okay, and then this low right here, this higher low in NASDAQ. We have a lower low here on the CVD. What does that dictate to you? Well, price is simply probably going to reverse very soon. After that was created, what did price do? Come up to what? New liquidity, to this high. Took out this high. Came back down, came higher, consolidation. Okay, now we know where the reversals come from, okay, from simply the CVD tool. As you guys could see, like literally, this is some secret sauce I'm giving you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe right now, because I'm going to show you the third one. And this is going to be the volume nodes. So basically, let me go ahead and get rid of the CVD tool for right now. So the CVD tool, guys, is spectacular. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite things here. Volume nodes, okay? Volume nodes. What are volume nodes? Well, simply, if we go ahead and see this tool right, oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Do you see this spectacular tool right here? This right here is a secret tool right here. Oh my gosh, nobody knows about this crap. I just don't know why nobody uses this crap. But anyway, this is spectacular here. Let's just put it on the current daily candle here. Let's do that. And with the volume nodes, it's basically going to go ahead and analyze this whole candle, the volume. It's not ordinary volume, guys. Ordinary volume is bullcrap and it's delayed. This is going to show you the volume that has already happened, so that when price goes inside to certain ranges, it's going to show you that it could probably bounce off that range and probably for a reversal. Okay, let's go ahead and look down here on the 1 minute. If we look here on the 1 minute time frame, let me zoom in. Price is attracted to these low volume areas where price doesn't really know what to do, and there's kind of a lot of no volume here in these levels, and so price kind of shoots up from that, right? So right here, price is what in these low volume nodes here, as you could see. So all these little nodes here, this is like a low volume node right here. This is a low volume node right here. You see what I mean? Like these little tiny spikes, like in between those tiny spikes, those are low volume nodes, which price kind of comes into and kind of bounces off from. You know, you could use this for continuation, you could use this for reversals, but I like to use this for primary reversals just because it's such an amazing, powerful tool. Price kind of came down here, so price actually showed some volume, right? Price did make some new volume nodes here. So when price actually comes into places where volume does not show on the daily here, so you know this is only going to show the daily volume chart. You could also apply the, slap this on previous days to show you more volume so that you could see when price comes down into these low volume areas, price should probably reverse off from it. Okay, if we go ahead and even, let's see here, if I slap one here on yesterday's, let me get rid of today's. Okay, let me slap this one on yesterday's. As you could see, okay, so here's yesterday's. What do we see? Look at price, right? We have a lot of low volume here. A lot of low volume. Price, what did price do in this candle? Okay, this is pretty low volume. All this right here just low volume. Okay, price wanted to probably tap into. Price in higher volume like this, it's likely to move around. Okay, but when it hits certain volume nodes like this, okay, so say price is moving up and down, comes right here to this volume node, it kind of rejects off from it for a nice little pull. With that being said, go ahead and use this to your advantage. Use this to make you get gains, guys, and trades. And with that being said, basically, again, we're kind of correlating the three things. So what were the three things? Three ways, Okay, again, so the first one was what? It's called the SMT divergence. Okay, second one is called a CVD. Third one was the volume nodes. So as you guys could see, these were the 3 best ways to find reversals. If you guys don't really understand this enough, go ahead and watch this video again and watch my other videos because they do kind of implement in SMT and stuff like that. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos, guys. Take care. Peace out. Trade on, guys. Trade on.